This episode is proudly brought to you by Kanako. For one-stop online shopping, visit Kanako, your ultimate destination for unparalleled shopping experience. Call us today on +267 76 54 8143. Kanako, shop and experience.
Officially plugged into the Overview Podcast.
Yo.
This station is now the ultimate power in the universe.
Overview Radio, bring you Overview Podcast with your man, the new age Mokhankara, Vorpa, Masapa Mahakabe, whatever you want to call me, man. Kanawata on Pizza Jew, we Kanawata on Pizza Man. Just know that it's me and I'm in the building. Today is a very special episode, man. It's one of those, huh? They're like, it's one of those special episodes. We are joined by none other than Honorable Dithapelo Keorapetse, aka Sticks. Hey, what's up? Welcome to the show.
This station is now the ultimate power in the universe.
Honorable. Yeah, Dithapelo Sticks Keorapetse.
Yeah.
Remember that we're shooting this episode from Psychiat Palm Hospitality in Block 8, Gaborone, Botswana. How is the place, Honorable?
Yeah, it's a wonderful place. Actually, it's my first time here.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I hear that there's this establishment in Palape, Serowe, and Mamashia.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's
I'd
a
like to
new
see
one
those.
as well, Setloa.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, like
Okay.
they're building a new one in
Yeah,
Setloa.
it's quite a wonderful establishment.
Yeah. Would you bring Mabo here?
Of course, yeah.
Yeah, like for a vacation.
Yeah, vacation in your
2 minutes.
2 minutes.
You know, yeah, man. You know how it goes, man. We also have Chief Ghost behind the line.
Chief Ghost is the motherfucking name, man. Mahalape, Serowe, Tewani,
Yeah.
Mutani, Calamari, Bona Pizza. Everybody in the central, man. I'm
Those
here
are
to
my
represent
places,
you.
man.
Huh?
Those are my places.
No, get places like Chief Ghost.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Central.
Yeah, Central. Hey.
Ikhosi ya lona e one.
Hey, Hey, who are they?
What's Serowe?
Oh, Wanela. Yeah, thank you so much for pulling through, Honorable.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's been a long
Let me
time
apologize, man.
Yeah.
I know you've been looking for me, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For a
Yeah, I
while.
am. Yeah.
Yeah. So, like,
Thank you for having me.
do you ever, you're welcome. Do you ever watch this podcast?
Yeah, I did. I watched Yagaski, I watched Yahanga Kahai, Lehamang Hape. Yeah, I do.
What do you feel about podcasting? Get a lot of watching it. I mean, as a legislature, how do you feel about this establishment that we have in the?
Yeah, it's good, man. Because it's not mainstream.
Yeah.
And Hape it offers alternatives to the mainstreams. Say we are skewed in favor of certain people. So,
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They offer alternative and yeah.
Without fear of favor.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. This is mostly about you. I believe that Batokola being like they would like to know Dithapelo Keorapetse. I mean, it's quite obvious that also Phikwe. We know that by now. I mean, take us through your journey here. Were you born go Phikwe, born and raised there? Somewhere else, go Phikwe or what?
Tota kana gona motho wa Phikwe. Phikwe ne le masimo a madinare. A bo nna le mine so
Yeah.
Well, my dad originates from Serowe, Korakonyana.
Oh, okay.
So gona ra kere ga mangwato kana motona from Debiti to Makalamabedi. So I think in the late 50s. Ha mahala pa simologa ke di group tsa bontate mogolo ke banne ba Mahalape. So they settled in Mahalape.
Yeah.
So and then my dad worked for 35 years go Phikwe BCL Mine. So that's where he raised his family.
Oh, okay.
And I'm the firstborn in my family.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So now I was born in Mahalape, but immediately relocated to Phikwe. That's where I grew up. That's where I attended my crash until senior secondary school.
Everything go Phikwe, like raised go Phikwe.
Yeah, I was raised in Phikwe. But,
Yeah.
Nkile hela ka tsena ngwaga one hela ko St. Patrick mo Mahalape. Ha ke bala standard one. Yeah.
How many siblings do you have?
Well, it's a quite a complicated family, but we have 5. I have 1 full sibling and 3 half siblings from my dad's side and 4 half siblings from my mother's side.
That is how much altogether? 7?
Yeah.
7. The other day, it was Father's Day the other day, and then you mentioned that your dad was a single dad for a while.
Yeah.
And one would wonder what happened to your mom.
Oh, my parents divorced somewhere in the, I don't know, maybe I think in the 80s, somewhere in the 80s, yeah. Because I was
How
born
old
in
are you then?
1982. I have
Well, like you
absolute-
were born in 1982.
Yes.
Oh,
I have
okay.
no recollection, really, yeah. So my childhood memories, Sanzikile like Tinyana, was when I was with my dad and my sister. Yeah, we help her.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Until I think they met with my stepmother maybe about 89, 90, somewhere there. Yeah.
So when they divorced,
Yes, my dad got the custody of
Oh, okay.
2 kids, yeah.
But how is your relationship like with your mom? How has it been, Ella?
Well,
from then?
yeah, I mean, your mom is your mom. You have to find a way to. Yeah. She didn't raise me, but we have a relationship. Fortunately.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Was she staying in Phikwe as well? And she was staying?
No, she moved. At some point, she was in Mahalape, then Maunatala. She settled in Maunatala.
What does she do? Like, does she work?
No, she doesn't.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
What about your stepmom? I mean, like, you are there, you have your sibling there,
Yeah.
And then there's a new mom coming into the picture. Otlakabana. How was it?
No, actually, Banaba Hobote Keba.
Oh, ke ba
my
ka
dad,
time.
yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
So
Yeah,
the
but
good
there's a
level
new-
5, level 5. So that the concept there have siblings is not really there in our family. Yeah. Yeah. So the good level go Phikwe. Yeah.
Yeah, like all together. And your stepmom was your stepmom, Hela Sharp.
Yeah.
Was there any?
Yeah, I mean, you know, man. It's a roller coaster ride.
Oh yeah. Yeah, obviously. How was Phikwe growing up?
Well, Phikwe was a good town, man. Kana yone kore ne sa tshwana le magae, there were streets, there were street lights. Gona le bo Anne Adams Park.
Yeah.
So play areas like Obo Recreation Center.
Yeah.
Gona le bo area one ka kwa ko di tennis
it's a
courts
town.
and
Yeah.
It's a town.
Can
So
I help us? Or?
yeah. So
But think.
yeah, so growing up during those times, it was really good, especially there were recreational places really for Bana. So we had fun growing up in Phikwe, really. Yeah. And it was also a politically charged town, which is why maybe some of us ended up in politics.
Yeah. I guess so too.
Yeah.
One thing with Phikwe, well, I was like, I wanted to hold this question for later on, but since
yeah.
we're talking about Phikwe, let's talk about it now. One thing with Phikwe is that Banaba ting ba pasa blind. What is it that Phikwe is doing? I mean, since Ogoletse thing, what would you say that is different about schooling in Phikwe?
What I saw as the difference is that we were sort of a closely knit society. Over time, I think a competitive culture was built, and facilities were there. To be honest, facilities were there.
Facilities like
in terms of schools, in terms of provision of accommodation into my teacher during our time. During our time, but cancel the classroom. Teacher learners ratio was reasonable when you compare to other places. Facilities in terms of the all those things that are there. So, but Mel had the closely knit society sort of inculcated that culture of competition. So the competitive culture, you'd want to know what your neighbor what's an makubu hato pasayang, what's an kolebohang pasayang. Yeah. So I think hela on mo hela that the town gona ganna le that spirit hela yone ya gore bana ba ting ba nne yalo, so over generations.
So you are actually batho ba Phikwe bana ba Phikwe that are actually inspired by the society.
Yes.
Le ha ba nnang teng.
Le ha ba nnang teng kore society le ha ba nnang teng happy because it was a mining town. Close interaction ya batsadi, close interaction ya bana, close interaction ya ma-teachera, yeah.
Because kana like le gompieno ntse ba pasa, like I remember ke bona results like Phikwe is still number 1.
100% a se sepe ko Phikwe thamana. Hey, she o itse gore ke. Ga ile ko bo primary kwa 100% ba itewa. In junior secondary education results, you tell a lot of top 4. You take Mepong, you take Makhubu, Lebogang, Phatsimo. Didn't I mo top 4? How ngwa dita join wa ke mo jamara go kana boikhutso, but most of the time we get these 4. We tell dile di top power.
But I would like to believe that places like Bojwaneng,
Borapa, yes.
they have the same.
Yeah, it's the same concept.
But people is still. People are better. So I had assumed that Phikwe did something different because we even had this conversation like on the podcast the other day. Phikwe might be doing something different that the rest of the country is not doing, you know. So like since we have you, Phikwe, even now you are a legislature, Phikwe, I believe that you would know better. You know.
Because of her inspiration ya baba ko pele ga rona. Ko re go nna go lebeletso ba ko pele gore re batla o tshwana le majitabale, re batla o tshwana le bo mmebale wa bona. Yeah. So how le kwa uta go teish bo judge Nthomiwa bana ba le ko Phikwe, bo justice Jiki Tlogetso bana ba le ko Phikwe, bo re botsalo Ntuane bana they grew up in Phikwe. Yeah, wa bona.
So you're not going to give government any credit for that?
Well, as I say, because of hela kaha the dynamics is at top. The facility need thing you lead kwela again.
Oh, okay.
But of course, there are different challenges because na kwene ke zana school. Ngwana na ka ska thoki stationery kana the textbooks. But computer is common. The teaching materials like body apparatus in laboratories, chemicals, where sometimes you have to teach ngwana Benson Banner, but we wanna move on high boni. I cheriana or no Benson Banner kira this thing. So Arona during those times the resources no was not matadamans.
Yeah, and I also understand that you were a very brilliant kid at school.
I don't know about that. I was too playful. I got a third namo primary.
Third as in C.
Yeah, as in C. That's what I got. So I don't know, people will be shocked. Yeah. But then when I got to junior secondary school, that's when I started having interest in education.
That's
inspired. No kids and Mepo.
Oh, Mepo.
Yeah. So no ko ne ke di batola chief. So I started Capella inspiration, hey, Nikanal the cousin, it's a long I got one of the that's your cousin, I'll independent and he's an engineer, this guy over there. Yeah, another Orikile Koluin, Chow, Caddy leather seats, I will feel a but give a ton. Tawato, so you believe like about
1 day is 1 day.
1 day is 1 day. Yeah, so, and then I started having conversations about, hey, man, you need to study hard.
Yeah. So C in primary, what about Kujinari?
Well, I got a second class Kujinari.
That is B.
Yeah, but I had a chain of A's. I don't know how I missed an A.
Remaking.
Yeah.
And then Form 5. Can take
Form 5
was it the points or
no, we were the first group by the points. Yeah. We're the first group by the points.
That is in 2000.
Yeah. Group at 2000. Yeah, because Kibadle Form 4 99. Then
Yeah, happy you were 18 get 2000. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, Honobo score again.
So 39 points. Yeah.
39.
So then you will be
So now I see.
We go to the political science go so
So like what motivated you to do the political science? Well, I mean your dad in Eling?
Well, my dad don't have my name.
Like as an engineer or
no. My dad retired. Ele shift boss. Ele mutu blasting.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
mme le motho wa blasting, surface blasting especially. Na dira surface blasting. But hasta go retire nele was a junior shift boss ko mine.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So like, were
So-
you not anyhow inspired by whatever that he was doing whatsoever? Kana le Phikwe hela ine sa go inspire gore o bereke mo mining.
Yeah, kore tota ne ke kgona go bona like growing up kana wa lebella ha o le ngwana wa bona. Yeah, I get it, you will have cousins baba, as I say baba.
Yeah.
Baba ileng go the university, you'd want to go to the university. I realized that I think early on kabo hakele ko junioring in the mid 96, 97, 98. Mepo.
Yeah.
I realized then or not ke motho wa social sciences. I was very interested in more debating.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I started debating from Form 1 until ko UB. Yeah, I represented UB more the World University Debate Championships.
For real?
Yeah, and like about Form 1, I made team. Like about Form 1 ko Mepo.
Yeah.
Like about Form 4, I was still included in the team. So on to Form 5.
Oh yeah, so like
Yeah.
clearly you were good at it.
Yeah. One of my debating partners from both SPSS, Le UB, was Dr. Gabriel Malebang.
Oh yeah.
I think you know him.
Yeah, interesting.
Yeah,
interesting.
he's now a professor at UB.
Yeah, I know him.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, moving from grew up from Phikwe like your whole life. Now you're moving to Phikwe
To games.
to Gebs. How was the transition like? Botswana go UB.
Hey, transition at them fetu. Kuda tsana ko UB pozara man, is this freedom?
Bana
Yeah, I wanna wear no tsoga ho. Hey, lights out, I wanna do it. Yeah, was just be yeah, 411, yeah, hey.
Yeah.
Happened I was working part-time. I was working for The Mirror. I was working for The Mirror. I was writing a column. I was also a freelance reporter with The Mirror.
Oh, so like
Yeah,
you're,
for
like
quite
you're actually a
some time.
journalist.
Yeah, I did that, man.
Oh, okay. So like you started writing when like the same time when Botswana Basco.
Yeah, I like it Zanako Basco. And just, around the time I get Zanako Basco, yeah.
Or was it politics?
Well, it was politics related. But the khan I remember I was covering, you remember the Balopi Commission? In the review of the section 77 to 79.
Yeah.
Haile Komuchuda, I was there.
Yeah.
Balopi Commission. I remember I also covered Nakwa Remuhaye Skelemani issue. I don't know if you remember that time. Khonalebo Joseph Balisi.
Yeah.
I remember, and he had a heated exchange le Remuhaye asking him, who's going to represent you? I said, no, I expect my lawyer to represent me. And yes, back and forth. Yeah, I remember.
And you were there covering.
Yeah, I was there covering it. At some point, I also covered even the one of my first articles in the cover SRC elections. I think Matagaba SRC, Borasina Winfred. I think it was yeah, so. I'm sure you know Nelson Ramautana, the former mayor wa Gaborone. He's a lawyer and he's a practicing attorney now.
Yeah.
Was a candidate actually in 2019 for Gaborone South.
Yeah.
When he was SRC
president.
Yeah. I remember Kim Cavalry SRC president. On some issues there. So yeah.
Strike Sir James
Mathukwane, I didn't find him go UB. He does start some no so na go UB. So I actually even wrote column for Gazette, for Michi, for Weekend Post.
Wow.
Yeah, subsequently. Yeah. Even when I was in Parliament,
for real?
Yeah.
So like it's allowed to run Parliament and then over something and I go to.
Yeah, you can do that. I can boy and then give the practicing attorneys.
Oh yeah.
Medical doctors. Reka Pinga has his law firm.
Everyone is true that. So go you be I mean in terms of the course that you are doing. I mean you are doing this course but eventually like you ended up pursuing why didn't you pursue journalism at the end of the day? Like why did you stick to
I knew my career would be in academia. Where I will follow that route. I will follow that route, but also with a possibility. Kind of political science also gives you possibilities to international relations outlook. I get. Yeah. So I pursued it until master's degree. I'm currently doing PhD with vets.
Hey man.
Yeah. So I then followed that route. I taught UB nearly 7 years, just 6 years, 11 months. I can count down.
Yeah. Before then, we had Biggie Butali on the podcast like the other time, and then he was telling us that nakwa go UB, ona na lebo Duma Boko, Dumelang Saleshando, like a number of guys. When during that time, unona lebo mang like.
Well, during our time, kena ko ile yabo Reu Pondadi, who were the same group.
Yeah.
Where Bore Benson Puter were a little ahead of us.
Benson Puter was in go UB.
Yes, yeah.
Okay.
Bon, how we are Miss UB. Come on, one of the chief organizers so the pageant. Mr. and Miss UB.
Okay.
Yeah.
So those crop, that crop.
Yeah, crop yabo Louis Band and a year ahead of us bo group
what is the craziest moment?
Lucas Mudimana, the current mayor of Phikwe.
What is the craziest experience that you can see like a UB, like a being a student there?
Being a student. Hey, nagana negele moto wa mirusu ya strike. So so I remember there was this demonstrations in Tsako UB where we had a back and forth. I think Renkate was still Minister of Education. Yes. And we had some of the, I think at the time, the largest number of suspensions the students during that time. I think Rebu Jusuturile was Vice Chancellor. It was a headache, but we managed through the assistance of Dachi Liburu. We managed to get those most of those guys back. The students na kwa ting mo SRC nelebo Bore Ronald Tatakambai. I don't know if you know him. Bore Martin Dingake.
I know Martin Dingake.
Bore Joram Matomela. Those were the guys who were
so like the and then like you mentioned earlier, Owarona lecturer ko UB. How was it like being a lecturer ko school so anymore?
Well, UB for me was like my second home. Because really from Phikwe we got straight to go UB. So total it was
literally it's a straight below.
We got to masters, and then I had a short stint with the anti-corruption agency for just 1 year. Then Kibiki join UB. But UB happy neke bereka part time mo gone le ha ke ntse ke tsena sekolo. Ke le tutor ha ke ra masters So and then I end up ke ruta gone go UB. So I was actually go UB the youngest lecturer in the department. I was 26 years.
You were 26 years?
Yes.
Wow.
Ha ke tsena go ke ruta ne ke le 26.
So like you have always been the youngest because there was a point in Otlana the youngest MP, right? I remember that.
Even I was the youngest elected in 2014.
It seems like you've been a straightforward guy. I mean, from Phikwe to UB, then one would wonder how was your social life like?
My social life, social life, ne ke le ka tota go socialize go ne ke ra re ne ke ya le ke le motho wa spinza bona ba for one a loka se go toka
no back then.
Back then, St. Louis, I'm still loyal to the beer actually. Occasionally I will. I guess I know I need a whiskey. I will. I'll have my if in my fridge. It's always a
St. Louis. But I have heard that now you are also like a loyal gin lover.
Gin? Well, gin, no, not really. I know halele, but sorry.
Throughout. So like what about the women, man? I hear that like they've always been deep into women.
I don't know if it's true, man. I don't think so. But it's the leadership.
No, but
That's not
Niliana,
Boboni. I mean, yeah.
Maketo.
Maybe we market, but I
Yeah,
don't know.
but when so like you are not into
No, man. No,
girls that much.
not that much. Yeah.
So like the your like your first relationship or girlfriend once like ole kai go you be kana back in peak.
In Phikwe no in Phikwe kana Phikwe akere ke dule kwa ke bala bokae form ke hetsa form 5. Yeah, so tsa go Phikwe ne le bo go buledisa la mpedise wa not yeah so I think gongwela maybe serious dating ke go ke tsana go UB but tota ela tsone tse di experimental hela tsa no so but hela ngwe I think hela my first serious relationship Hongwa was with my baby mama, who we have a child together.
Yeah.
10 years now. Then I think my second most serious one was with my wife.
Your wife?
Yeah. But so, others I don't think they are worth mentioning.
Oh, like in a little hit and right now. Hey, like in a serious so like you so it means that you broke your virginity to UB.
UB yeah. UB going on. Let's go from 5 more school. No. Well, booze yes. I was drinking. Yeah, but in terms of girls I was
you were drinking Kojunare. Like how
first
drinking?
beer I tasted I think was Black Label,
I think that's
the first beer that I get. Like
no.
Yeah, okay, because how because nigga can say or sonzo ke UB.
Yeah.
I guess go UB no ya no bela devalve ya no. Yeah.
What's studies at the same time?
So nadio tsa macheri no copy guys I say to tane le gore
yeah. So like as someone who has been a lecturer, what would you say about the state of our education, Rumpi?
Yeah. I think I could sort of how we are okay kaya education in general. I think the saddest thing about our education system now ke gore bana ba tsana sekolo then ga ba bone ditiro. But me I think there is so much potential in job creation. My view is that there is so much potential in job creation in terms of bana ba ka bereka wa. You beneficiate our minerals go ka create ditiro. You invest in our creatives. Kana re tsaya la gore okay ke metshameko le bongwao but these industries elsewhere that are very big.
Yeah.
People make a living out of actor, out of sameka bolo, out of siana and all those things. But now ka re santse re le khakala wa bona.
Yeah.
Our corporate sector le ono ka re ga ya thohala in terms of investing more sporting wa bona.
Yeah, true.
You go to South Africa, you get a company like a big commercial bank.
Yeah. Nedbank, for instance.
Or even FNB. It will build the fourth biggest stadium mo Malahateng go South Africa. But kwano how do I level the profits that they are making, that are declaring year in year out, and then you compare to Sebastian. So the saddest thing about our education system is that dipoelo in terms of hela go tshela wa ba.
Yeah.
Gone ana go tshameka di sport mo dikweleng. Yeah, and this is the time ele hore tota re tshwantse re nka be le hore tota go to scouting talent ra go no go
from school
go dikweleng wa ba. You go to lo go university transformation le one e bunya in terms of the courses tse leng gore e ka nna tsa bo life skills, e ka nna tsa bo gore bana le bone ba kgona gore ba iphire wa bona. So o ka re santse re emphasize mo dilong tsa bogologolo hela tsa white collar, office type of thing.
Yeah.
But tota hela, I don't think that's where money is. I don't think that's where the world is going. Wa bona?
Yeah. Because we also feel like, I mean, kore gompieno ngwana wa ela sgela a ba go channeliwa gore kore hetsa sekolo go bereka.
Hetsa sekolo go bereka. Hetsa sekolo go bereka.
Yeah.
But gona mo ileng gore tota hela tota the emphasis ke mo goreng if you don't get a job o ka iphira. Wa bona? So I think tota hela education system ya rona I talk overhaul nyana.
Yotle.
Gape nna this thing ya gore go bo gote we are strictly training local. Gore dio tse dingwe sampe re sena tsone kwano bana a ba isiwe ko mahatsheng to learn those things.
Yeah.
Gore for instance tota hele gore tota o good mo go acting. Why government ka ska go sponsor in a school in New York sa go act. Or in South Africa or wherever.
Yeah. Yeah.
So why re beile hela gore nya o sontse re o high level specialize mo medicine ke gona re ta go isang overseas.
Yeah, ne.
I don't think it's good. High level ngwana is best in soccer. Mo ise go sekolong se ile gore se strong mo soccer. Like gona le di academy.
Yeah.
In South Africa in bo there's the Aspire Academy ko Qatar. Ke rena ba host the World Cup. One of the best academies in the world. I hope I say pela or say this talent here na le yone. O ise ko. Gore ba tswe mo kganyeng ya gore let's just train people gore ba yo bereka formal employment.
You get it?
Wa bona? Ke gompieno re sa re no at least hela ka ngwaga re simoleng hela gona yana ka ngwaga at least a di 50 to 100 ya batho ba ileng gore ga ba mo mainstream education tota ere wa bona? Re ise batho ba go ithuta acting ba ithute
stuff like that.
By the football academy, by the volleyball academy, by the karate academy.
Yeah.
You get my point?
Yeah, I get you. 100%.
So, by music school. By the school tsa bo DJ. But ha ke tsora gona le motho hela o isitsweng ke gore mente gore a ithuta bo DJ. But gompieno we have DJ fresh re gona miletsa gona re mara re. Yeah. But rona hela mmeke, what is the input ya government into gore motho a hela tshwana le DJ fresh?
So like the government has to
talk overhaul.
Yeah.
That's why ke batla puso mfethu. That's why ke batla DGB da because ere kore ha o ka motisa ha o bona. Ke re like is the guy who understands you guys. Is the guy who understands these things. Wa bona.
Yeah.
I mean he's a Harvard graduate. He has seen these things. He knows these things.
Yeah.
Wa bona re
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
so that's why ke mata ko State House mfethu.
Before then, let me take you back a little bit. When I lectured for 7 years.
Yeah.
From there, did you quit for politics or what happened?
Well, I can say go UB. I started more student politics. I ran for admin sec 2001 Kira first year. I then I lost then 2004. And then I became runner for president. SRC. I lost again. So I kiruta ko UB then ke nna president wa youth vice president wa youth league. Ke deputy a Lotimanya Petsa. Then I took over from him as president wa youth league. Then ke gone yana ke be ke rana for
BCP.
Yeah, BCP. Then I be ke rana for Pico West 2014. So at first I didn't quit ko UB. Ke be ke living 5 years. Yeah.
Like
unpaid leave. Sometimes
you can go on it.
Sometimes by visa sabbatical. Yeah, ke one bo Taulo Lucas ba mo lifing bo Dr. Thabang ba mo lifing bo Dr. Lesola Tebe ba mo lifing for 5 years.
Oh, so like they can go back anytime.
Yeah, they can go back if they want. But I lor ba ka winner gape ya ka Dr. Thabang ya go winner gape gore o taba never it terminates.
Yeah.
They terminate. They can only give you maximum of 5 years. So they gave me 5 years. When I won in 2019,
yeah. So why did you choose? So why did you choose BCP of all the parties?
Well,
local UB were you?
Yeah. I was active in the BCP.
Oh, okay. Why did you choose BCP out of?
Well, growing up in Phikwe, tota hela BNF was the party. So go raya gore ha go na le that split ya 98 and by then I think like form 3. So go raya almost everyone who ne le mo BNF go Phikwe ba nna mo BCP.
Yeah, mo BCP because of
I think Botswana Saleshando. Borre Bagay.
Gilson Saleshando.
Yeah. Yeah, so no na le nna ne ke le surrounded by my BCP.
Oh yeah.
My-
So it has always been the influence.
Yeah.
Go tswang teng.
Yeah, go get something. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, but me hela le one le ha ke lebella hela di document tsa yone. It's the party I've always been associated with.
Ever since.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, from there obo emela ditlhopho under BCP go Phikwe, and you won like in le tsone tsa ntlha kana like you have contested before.
It was my first general elections.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Obo Betsa. And then from there you were elected into parliament as the youngest MP like we mentioned. How old were you then?
I was 32.
32. How was it like? How was it like getting into parliament as the youngest guy?
Well, the good thing for me, and I think a lot of people were surprised.
Yeah.
Because when I was co-UB, again, there were parliament so ne ke le mo teaming e ne ba thusa. Drafting questions, motions, some of their deliberations. I'll do a bit of research for them. So tota hela gape ke ruta parliament ne ke ruta like I was teaching politics in Botswana.
Hey man. Okay.
So parliament ne ke itse. So ha ke a go tsana kwa tota nna ne ke setse ke la go to orientation tota ne.
Wa be ke dio tsa ga.
Wa bona.
Yeah.
Ne ke ate ke go parliament gape go a go ba reetsa ke re ha ke setse ke ntse ke le mo parliament support team.
Yeah.
So yeah, gape ya no ya ke re utano you display intellectual arrogance ha le intimidating.
Yeah.
Dazzling them so
Boga wena.
yeah no ne ke se ka le form 1 wa bala le no na ne ke no ne ke Thailand ke le
I mean,
nyana.
yeah, the thing is that we always see in parliament right now how some of the old guys treat Yandan. You know, but like I get it, he's currently the youngest.
He's currently the
so like
youngest.
like for you there was nothing like that.
No. Happen na kore ne ke le ka go to just stick to the debates, okay, yeah, how njeba ke ta go jeba. Ke ta go bona. Yeah, but I used to get those or last born akwa eme pele.
Yeah. Yeah. So you got into parliament, I mean like you became a legislature. Getting there now, I mean you are in a position you make laws for Botswana and like your constitution, like your constituency. What would you say about the state of our country right now? Like as someone you've been in parliament consistently ever since. Like are we heading in the right direction?
No.
If yes, why? If no, why?
Yeah, no, definitely no.
Yeah.
Because we can start with the economy. The economy remains in the hands of foreigners and naturalized citizens. Like any one of us here.
Yeah.
But those are the people who have the wealth. They have the land, they have the means of production, they have big companies, they have the money, they have the properties. That's the saddest state of our economy. Nekuta mongwe, I think at some point how I stretch from Shalim or Shashe meets Limpopo meets Keshashe, I think. Kana ke motlotsi Shalimpo. How tsa gone go o tsamaya ka stretch sela o tsamaya na o heta bo bobiro tswa pong all the way to Borolo. There are over 100 farms and we tell gore motho a le one o na di le 45 at least the minimum.
Yeah.
So these are the things that I'm talking about. Unemployment issues ke problem 25.4% the unemployment. We have mobile extended unemployment. Re bua ka batho ba ba batang ditiro every day la ba ba ithobogile more than 300,000. Ya Botswana.
Out of 2 million.
Yeah. Out of palonyana yone ya mo population yone wa ba. inequalities, we are among the worst when it comes to inequalities. Yeah. How can Botswana have been allocated land somewhere? But you may find that.
Do you have land?
Yeah, but you see, but you find that a naturalized citizen own more than 1,000 plots. In Gabs alone, man. Gabs in the greater Gaborone.
Wait, isn't that an issue of buying land? Has what they buy. I don't.
No, but at the end of the day, it says something about the levels of inequalities.
Oh yeah.
But compared to Scandinavian countries, we tell a lot. Inequalities. It's bad because it's both wealth and income. Okay, I'll give you an example.
Yeah.
In one supermarket chain store, I think there was a time there was a leakage. The CEO at the 1 million pula ka kgwedi.
Yeah.
But then how do I level babereki ba amogela bo 1.4,
1.5, 800.
Yeah. I mean, how a permanent secretary to the president. We're talking about somebody who has the allowance close to 90,000, 88,000 and something. But the lowest paid more men, the 2.5. One of the huge income inequalities. You go to mine. What's a mine also on a BCL before as well. We tell a lot top earners, kebo plus 100,000 to good. Lowest earners, bakotas are 2,000. So our inequalities are bad. So that's why I carry they are narrowing, they are not narrowing, they are worsening. Unemployment is worsening. Inflation in terms of the it's a problem. But now I don't think let's say potential to generate wealth. But when you talk about the politics, again, our democracy is regressing. It's regressing in the sense that on the parliament, in a way, is brittle to the office of the president. Independent. It's a parliament, even its structure is a flawed structure. You have a parliament, executive represents about 46% plus. Parliament at least 46% they have won. Are cabinet ministers and their assistants, vice president or president. And then how we are ruling party caucus, we are 66% they are executive. We are about 33% they are backbench. So it's a parliament is skewed tata on the side executive. Yeah. Executive is decided most of the time, for the most part, parliament. Parliament budget, anything that's suggested. That's why Ronald did a very crazy laws. Parliament. You will have a law create and DIS, but without adequate oversight mechanisms. You know, those are some of the craziest laws that Parliament has ever made. You'll have the Media Practitioners Act, it must be repealed, was only recently repealed. Some of the craziest laws that were ever enacted in Parliament because then executive in Nebata Melao Yate. Ma Parliament initiate Melao is difficult for Melao Yate. And unfortunately, and the saddest thing, our executive is judiciary. Judiciary in the sense that the president has departed from the tradition. The senior most judge, Kena Anang Chief Justice. Ota was in senior, or departed from tradition. Raizo Renele Remulele Kimukama, more by killing by Nele Botswana, the Chief Justice. Most senior was Remulele Kimukama and Chief Justice. Re Mokwesunganunu on a Chief Justice, Ready Botello. Harsoleto Reanota na Re Abedniko Tafa. And what to somebody different. Oilongor is had the most senior. You are from tradition. You go to the Court of Appeal. Court of Appeal again, in the past, the Patrick Tibat, then Ian Kebi. Harsoleto Rota Isaac Lesetedi as senior Mirapebila Sabolo server in the Court of Appeal, the longest serving. somebody for all intents and purposes junior to him. So ha go helle ho le ha go to appointwa di judge mo di commissioning again le gona o ithala questionable appointments. Allocations about the case, you know.
Yeah.
Go ta di case go di petitions tsa di top. We have this practice e leng gore lona go ta bo go in paneling chief justice ha computer system e renya Joey o ta thola case. Chief justice Joey no mbeketse bafana ba two ba motatse ho for KC. Yeah, no, it is a value judgment.
Yeah.
Why not let the computer system select those three if you want?
Yeah.
If you want to run a panel of 3 or a panel of 5.
Yeah.
So you see, we have interference through the chief justice. We have had a number of judges ba re chief justice. Bo re ke tlogetso, bo re Motswagole le ba bangwe ba ntse ba re ba sua the chief justice got this or that. So judiciary ya rona ya no lono ka re simolotse ona questionable yana. The trust in the judiciary is waning. The integrity lone o ka re ga e sa tholele teng go ano go teng go accuse ana gore nya o ka re the chief justice na batla re matshekang a le mo toronkong o ka re the instructions were received from outside. Those kind of things.
Yeah.
I mean, we have seen a very, very bad press about our judiciary. So, in summary, tota hela we are regressing as a country. Tota hela kana as a student of democracy is supposed to consolidate either by ruling party lose power or an opposition party, kana the development of democratic institutions. And we still have institutions which are supposed to be independent, still under the president, still under the office of the president, DCEC, under the office of the president. Under the current president, the rest of the Director General wa before. No gole Mero Serez, no gole Re Matambo, go no gole Re Bruno Paledi, go no gole Re Katolo, gompieno go re Pila. So o bona hore the CEO tsa teng the Director General ba nna ba tsamaya ya. This ought to be an independent body le gore ga ela ole from the office of the president. Once appointed o tshwantse ro nele security of tenure. Re na le bo IEC ga di independent le tsona. President ke ena appointang
IEC is not independent.
No, ga independent ke leina hela independent electoral commission but ra itse re staff sa yone under office of the president under Department of Public Service Management.
Oh, okay.
Head ya teng which is the secretary wa appointwa ke president le ene wa ba. The commissioner le tsone di appointwa ke president. So tota hela lone tota hela it's inadequate ka independence ya yone is highly suspect. Related to pong ka IEC secretary we leng gore is employed on a contract. Me tota kana the constitution says a retire at 65. We are auditor general lene. There was a time in le mo contract e short term me tota molao no re ha o tsene o tshwantse o retire o le 60. Because kana auditor general ke ba ba tsena go sa tsenwe gore nya madi a dirisitswe yang go wa bona ya ka di audit tsa covid tsele tsene di supa gore madi a antse so tshwantse ra ska tshaba tota ha bereka tiro ya go audita madi a setšhaba wa bona kana we are talking about budget ya bo close to 80 billion so ke madi a sentse ra auditwe ke auditor general so sentse ra ba le independent but maphata o tha ke buang ka ona under office of the president.
You mentioned democracy a lot there. Do you think that we are ready for democracy? No, like not the question. Do you think that we understand democracy?
More needs to be done in terms of civic education is lacking. I think from primary civics it's a compulsory subject to build a voter or understanding. O tlhaloganyang gore ha go nganyiwa ka value added tax, what is the impact? Ha go te value added tax ke 14%. Ha go te go ntshiwa value added tax mo cooking oiling, mo mahureng a payang, mo gaseng ya paya, mo di sanitary pads le bo baby formula. Go buiwa ka gaeng what other materials really should what are other essentials that tshwantse re be di sa charge VAT o santse an ordinary Motswana ba kgona go tlhaloganya these things.
Is
Ha
the
ba kgona go
government
tlhaloganya-
liable to teach us all that kana
Well,
mo go rona gore
Well, gone
re
go
ithute
go
or
rona re
what?
ithute mme anong ka re le ko dikweleng ha re ka se ke re thabolle our education system to build an empowered voter. An empowered voter o e leng gore o na le information.
Yeah.
Re ne le bo freedom of information law. Re ne le thuto e leng gore ha o tswa mo go yone wa tlhaloganya gore tota ha ke re representative ke ra eng. Because batho ba bangwe hela ba ba thopiwang o bona gore gongwe motho o thopiwa ka gore gongwe na a ratiwa kana eng, but ha go tayela in the quality of representation. We tell her these people are wanting because gongwe ba ba neng ba thopa le bone, is our voter really informed?
Yeah.
So I think a lot really needs to be done. Yeah, because that will really enrich our democracy in terms of quality.
Yeah. Earlier on, you mentioned the economic inequalities there. It made me remember or think of the what do you call it? Is it the living wage or the minimum wage?
Yes, living wage, yeah.
Yeah,
The
that.
motion on the living wage.
Yeah, like the motion on the living wage. And this one I can attest that gore nakwe ne le tla ka yone ko UDC. Is the people who didn't I don't know if I should say understand it, kind of comprehend it well the most, because there were issues sa gore ha le re 3,000 living wage or minimum wage. Gore ela gore ha ke hirile modisa ke mo duela 3,000, ha ke hirile mmedi ke mo duela 3,000. Stuff like that. So I would like you to communicate to that.
Yeah.
How re 3,000 pula living wage or minimum wage? What do you mean?
Kana tota ke re the starting point kana ke formal employment.
Yeah.
That is the starting point. The starting point ke gona gore let's start with the government.
Yeah.
It's failing in terms of issue a living wage. Kana living wage. Remember UDC ga ya lora living wage. We have had botsaba dire consultancies di measure gore tota mme ha re Motswana ga duelo ka duela bokae. Back then
Yeah.
ba bua bo 2.5 mme ke ra bogologolo bole mo e leng gore by the time UDC bua ka 3,000 ha o tsenya bo inflation ne setse 30,000 ta wetse. World Bank ha o ya ko trading economics hello check out the website ya teng bana ba publish a living wage tsa mahatshe gore living wage mo Botswana e ka nna bokae. So a se dipalo tse ne re di lora. We are saying gore Motswana a tshele hela ha ore a tsene mo shopong a ba a checka gore tota mme ha ke ka tshela hela family ka tshela ka bokae an individual ka tshela ka bokae ke ona madi ona a UDC e neng ya beile, in fact a hitile yano. So jano tota a re bua ka living wage re ra gone gore let's start with bone ba e leng gore they are formally employed, because the corporate sector in Botswana for the most part they are able to pay that, but because the minister responsible o e leng gore gona yana ke minister responsible for home affairs o setile minimum wage at gore la o hirile help how ka mo duela 1,084 is okay. And go bua minister o e leng gore ne package ya go kgwedi hela is more than 100,000. O eta ha gara ga kgwedi a tsa di trip a tsa di pedium tsa madi a senkana ka sepa e leng gore you can save thousands and thousands even more.
So like, yeah.
Jano wana ha o hirile modisa e le gore modisa go ke wa dipudi you are subsisting on the margins like most Botswana do, and you are unable to pay that. It's understandable. Other than motho e leng gore ene ha o re o lebela di profits tsa di declare le di dividends tsa di tuelang la di duela le di shareholders wa bona this person can pay well wa bona, but me ha patikwe ke sepe because molao is lax.
So
molao wa ra duele ya ka ga bata basically.
Yeah, true.
So ke sone se UDC se gana
So
wa bona ya no bona they are trivializing the issue. They're trivializing the issue. If o bereka wa amogela 5,000 pula o bona le motho yo go sallang ngwana for instance.
Yeah, that's what I wanted
Can
to
you really afford to pay 3,000?
No, you can't.
Yeah, but yeah, no, me. If we dwell on that, we are trivializing the bigger issue. Yeah, hore. The private sector they out there, baba declare huge profits. Boba ba ibile ba divert the profits tseo in terms of profit shifting. Ba repatriate their profits. Kana ba avoid a tax. Ba duela di consultancy in tax havens. Ko ba register in the companies abonete. Transfer pricing, engaging in those things. But while they are able to pay, gore Batswana ba tswe mo lehumeng. Those are the people we are talking about.
So
Yeah,
like,
no,
were you going to do an audit o lebella gore who's able to pay minimum wage wa 3,000 kana was it a law e leng gore ba
For
go-
instance, for instance, ha o bereka o le modisa wa ga Joey, o Joey o mo tlhokomela dipudi ya ka ke ntse ke bua. Ore o le sticks o bereka ko farmong ya ga Brink.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's a huge difference there.
Yeah.
Huge. Wa bona?
Yeah, true.
Hey, Joey is subsisting at the margins.
Mm.
Huh? He's trying to eat the crumbs. Yeah. But this other guy owns the means of production.
Mm.
You get my point?
Yeah, I get you.
Hey, the guy must pay. He must pay.
So like
He must
the
pay.
plan is to make him pay
Hey.
and then the other one ask I do the 3,000 pool.
As I say,
yeah.
ya go kana for the larger part. Ki informal sector. Tota you are in the informal sector. Wa bona? How is you reach level ya commercial farming? You are taxed. Wa bona re That's why you are still subsisting at the margins.
Oh yeah.
Tota o le ka go ntsha thogo mo mmung.
Oh, okay,
Wa bona
okay.
re
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's different from somebody who works for a big corporation. A big corporation can pay billions in dividends. Yeah. But me ha go to duela ba gana. We are talking about a company how it's mo South Africa. It duela America more than 5,000 rands. Ka kone decide gore mo duela 1.4. Why? Because the law says so here. The law also says no, you can't pay below that.
They always say that Korabare, they have to negotiate with the investors because at the end of the day, they are the ones, you know, so like they have to
Trust me.
negotiate
Who's
with
this
them.
in the government?
Yeah, the government would say that,
Investor
no,
we
we need investors.
We ready profit tsa gagwe wa duela la sente ga gona la le mathata. The problem ke it's an ideological position ya gore we are creating an economy of low income. Low income so that we do what? We have the levers of control over this low income population. Esa duelwe. You get my point?
Yeah.
If you are not paid, you are not empowered.
True.
Even your decision making is impaired. Yeah. Get empowered and see how you make decisions. You get
Yeah,
my point?
yeah.
Ke sontse ke reng rona ra re yano a batho ba duelwa sente. A batho ba duelwa sente. Batho ba duelwa sente. Batho ba nna more empowered. Even the Happy Planet Index we are gore Botswana we rank among the unhappiest people in the world. O ta bona re ta ya gone ko Scandinavia. In fact, not so long ago I was in Bahrain. A month or two ago.
Who is that?
In Middle East.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I then interacted with one of the senior MPs from Denmark. Ke motsara mfethu ka ntona le tsela ya mo ile gore every time a Happy Planet Index le nna ya la go twe le ko godimo. A ba re kana rona ko re we are an egalitarian society wa bona. Gare we are not this nation ya e reng wa bona celebrity bo tshoga kana a politician. He's just an ordinary guy like you. We are a community, we are a country e leng gore income and wealth inequalities are very narrow. What the CEO gets and what an ordinary worker gets is very narrow. Those that own the means of production, the tax, the wealth tax, the weighted tax.
Yeah.
Ki economy e leng gore batho ba empowered in fact. Wa bona? So ke sone se re reng mo go deliberate ga Botswana ga gore nya tota hela re bata an economy hela ya a low wage economy. No, let's depart from the low wage economy. Batho ba tswe mo tsotego.
Yeah. But how do you
Mpolelle gore why the countries tse leng gore tsone they pay better. They attract more foreign investment than Rona.
One would, like, from the back of my hand, I would, like my head, I
You
would
know what
say,
they will also tell you?
Yeah.
They will also tell you gore le ha ona le low corporate income tax, you will attract more foreign investors. O are level some of our neighbors ba ile of comparable economies. They attract more FDI than us, but me ba ntse ba charge the corporate sector more corporate income tax than we do. So what's going on here?
Earlier on, you mentioned that the private sector, the people, is not contributing much. Why do you think is that? Like, is it like that? Just reluctant.
Yeah. No, wana melao e batamang. But lead incentive le tsone gongwe ga di kalokalo wa bona. So we need to just really look into the corporate social investment law hela.
Yeah.
Go bona gore go ka nna jang. Wa bona. That's why we have big mining conglomerates like bo DBS in joint venture le Botswana forming Debswana. Kore o tsa mahelo na ba pileng le bojwane. Mahelo a ba pileng le bo rapa. You look at the poverty there. Yeah. I mean, oboro a lebella gore mme di billion tse di tswang ho. Because I want any corporate social investment e ba tamang gore ba ire sepe. O ya ko dikweleng tsa ko bo lethakane. They have the same problems or sometimes even the worst problems tse di tshwana le dikwele tse dingwe elsewhere. But some few kilometers hela go no go epiwa di temane go ntshiwa di billion go no. You go to South Africa, the BS out of the temane tse di tswa mo netane 2/3 ya di temane tsa 2 out of 3 ya di temane tsa tse di mo productioneng ya DBS ke ditemane tsa Botswana. Maloba ka COVID ne ba koleka 1 billion rand ko South Africa. Ba koleka yana into the solidarity fund. Ba kolekile bokae kwano jo?
I don't know.
How much did these guys contribute here?
I don't know. You
Where they get more diamonds, how much did they contribute?
Mo Botswana. No, I know that.
Close to nothing.
Yeah, compared to 1 billion over Motsenyang. So abana raba aba serious, malika aba serious le rona kwano aba.
Yeah, did they contribute anything?
So you see, what I got South Africa.
No, kwano ka COVID.
Yeah, ba contribute le ba dikera me madi a teng ke matsana.
Oh, okay.
Ke matsana. Ha ile ba contribute le 1 billion ko South Africa. Kwano ka ba contribute le 5 billion.
Yeah, or even
because the more of their diamonds, more production ya bone di tswa kwa.
Yeah.
So ke sone se kereng ha ba thwahala nka be rena le stadium, the best stadium nka be re se le go lethaka. Gongwe se lwa le sa jwani. Wa ntshwara re ke raya. Ke ra di size tsa bo FNB mfethu tsa bo
soccer seat.
Yeah, bo soccer seat. Bo se bo Green Point sa go Cape Town. Sontse re be re di bonna kare ko bo korapa le jwani. You get my point? Tsa bo re sa bu. Wa bana bo FNB nka be peditse stadium se sengwe sa mathata ore o lebela di profit tse ba di declare kwa. But homo hape we have created a culture ya gore corporate sector ya kwano nna ya kupiwa gore e thomoga pelo. I mean,
e tshwanetse go tlamega.
Yeah, because they're making these billions from us.
20 more.
Yeah. In other countries, more extractive industry. Baba tama or no, you contribute something. One, we are going to develop honale extract ante. Horobona le gore nya me obona re kra. Re se ka mahuti hela go people. And the degraded environment. E leng gore gompieno our aquifers go le ba le gore go na le bo heavy metals. Di thara sa tole di itumetsa ka bogologolo before mine on nothing. Production is wrong go bona re kra. Yeah, but how much were these guys contributing hela to rehabilitation environment to hela giving back to the community?
Yeah. So
close to nothing.
Yeah, since we are talking about DBS now, I would like us to extend it to issue a BCL.
Yeah.
You know, the government decided to shut down BCL because I understand that because BCL wasn't making money. And people would say, you know, like BCL has the potential to make more money. Quite like that, always different, different opinions. And according to you as the MP, also MP, BCL, what would you say about it?
Well, that was a big production. I think what was needed at the time, and the management had a plan. Never beats at the $4 per pound plan. You had to turn around, you know, shed your excess weight, and then you can produce at a profit.
Yeah.
At the time, of course, nickel prices and copper prices were a bit low. But min ronale projections sa or no. Haraka producer at $4 per pound. We can get there.
Yeah.
But abasanza bale mo di processes a government decided or no. Let's close this thing and liquidate. But Lima or Norilski was about to foreclose them. Force into liquidation. Something which later turned out not to be true. So Totahela, it's mysterious why this mine was really closed. Because so let's call it about 3 billion. It turned out actually this deal was not concluded. By BCL. Kabo close to 3 billion pool. So Totahela nama I believe ne gore much as irrelevant BCL is swallow. Immediately on companies still interested. When we have premier nickel resources, eco pico on yeah. But I think about the drill it's about the but their preliminary view is that but they are looking at more than 30 years. Have I extract at the same rate in the BCLA extract. Selibe North. So the shaft is about the killing o mixa le bone bo sel ke kota nickel. Yeah, o baka produce a concentrate hela ile gore they can mine at a profit. They are not there yet because they want to comply with the standards of Canada. Now they comply with the standards and the BCL comply let's one it's Southern Africa, but they want to apply more profound standards. So hailo gore o ne hedil. Hailo gore that mine was useless. Why were people suddenly interested in buying the mine as soon as it was closed? Kind of people started showing interest as soon as the mine closed. Yeah. You get me? Yeah. So for me, I think it wasn't true. What was true, production is a malele bakalele, baberiki babanti, reba hokotsa more baduela mesente. I get it? Yeah. The shaft is producing kidi. Do we close them? You get the point? Yeah. Do we prospect or explore happy so that hilo reka expander katara rabitsa ba bangwe kana ra tswella ra producer at a profit? Yeah. What do we do? No, the management was getting into a business process re-engineering. Yeah, now let's re-engineer how we were working.
Yeah.
Chinja magia.
Yeah. And apparently Phikwe is turned into a ghost town now ever since the shutdown of BCL. How is the Phikwe economy like?
Well, yeah, economically it's matata because a lot of people are unemployed. A lot of people are.
How do they survive?
It's difficult. Ba rekisa mo mekgwatheng, ba chandisa, wa go chandisa. Yeah. Ba bangwe ba rana bo di taxi. Of course there's a few ba mo care and maintenance. Gona le bona ba batla bongele ba direla puso masole ma teacher ma police ya lo ba. Yeah. So largely tota hela rena le huge pool ya informal sector. Mo Phikwe. Yeah. So tota hela go santse gona le one mathata gona le textile industries mele tsone go santse gona le mathata ona bo di off take. Di na le potential. That's why I said why not limit importation ya bo di corporate wear, limit importation ya bo di uniform di uniform tsone tsa bana ba sekolo di PPE. How ka twenya we protect, we invoke SACU statutory provisions to protect the infant industries, and then we ban the and then we manufacture them go Phikwe. Nereka khakala. The citrus plant teka kwa la is physically situated mo Phikwe, but it's just outside Phikwe. Maybe la ibitsa Phikwe citrus plant. Yeah. Khona la potential ya gore go ka ta ga dirwa related products. Yeah. Tse di tswa mo di citrus mo di namuneng. A ke di juicy kana ke bo di jam kana ke bo eng. Yeah. Go ka ta ga dirwa potentially go kana le di industry hela go Phikwe. Gape nna ne government must take the bold steps. This city is congested. Gaborone is congested. Yeah. How ka re yalo a department of mines ka go dusa ya go nna go Phikwe. It's breathing more life into Phikwe. Yeah. If you can say no, I'm decongesting SSKB. le Glen Valley. Ki decongest the line to the Eastern Military Garrison. Ya go Phikwe. Ki expand so that the support services units tse dingwe they are situated in go Phikwe.
Yeah.
How mobilize a brigade, we mobilize to a company, a battalion, we mobilize from that side. Why is your airport? Yeah, you can fly them into the deltas from our airport.
Oh, really? Phikwe has an airport?
Yeah, we have an airport.
Okay, I never knew.
Yeah, we do, but it's not. It's underutilized.
Oh, okay.
In fact, that's why about BTO or the tshwana le bone tsa bo di air show. Di go dirwa go konetana go Phikwe. Tsone tsa bo matsientse they could have maybe twice in a year ba go Phikwe ba kwano. Gona le ngwe nkile ka ya attend ine le mo se se gama airport, international airport. Le tsone di ka go. Tsone tse le tsa go bo makgadigadi kwa. You know those things. Di ka dirwa go.
As an
and breathe more life.
Yeah. As an MP of Phikwe, how are you trying to attract all that or some of that on your own capacity?
Well, in my own capacity, my family, we have registered a foundation, Dithapelo Keorapetse Foundation. It's a non-profit organization seeking to promote people's welfare, education, healthy living, human rights, and environmental protection, including issues such as climate change. As you know, Honorable Hill, we are climate change champions.
Oh no, I never knew.
Yeah, we affiliate. Yeah, Hill, yes.
Okay,
yeah. We affiliate to the
very certificates.
Don't say that, man. There's an honorable member. We affiliate to the climate change.
Yeah.
Climate parliament, sorry.
Oh.
Yeah, climate parliament. The activities So okay. I have that that foundation le family yaka we have lots of activities that we are doing.
Yeah.
More constituency. But again, in my own capacity, the business people out there, hey, this is the potential. The incentives, it's a 30% off take, the tax, including labor the import duty.
Yeah.
You know?
What is your take on the current DBS Botswana negotiations? I mean, you said something the other day, instead of President Mokgweetsi Masisi negotiating for an increment of share, why doesn't he negotiate for for what?
For more stake in DBS.
Yeah.
People think that he's similar to President Masisi. No. We've been talking about this thing going into the record, the 11th Parliament. Or even as far back as Nakwabo Rekom.
But are you...
So it's not a new debate. What we've been saying is this. One, we've been saying we need diamond beneficiation. The amount of diamonds that we cut and polish here, and actually even jewelry manufacturing, so we've been saying let's beneficiate our diamonds because that will create jobs here. So, DBS and of course assisted by government of Botswana over time. But they've preferred we are in complete darkness when it comes to diamonds. Because UB ile kana le nna ka dingwaga. E dile ka 1982. How do I specialized diamond related programs? But you go to the universities in the Middle East, we tell you the program ka bo ona specialty like we LLM or MBA me specialize ka oil. But kwano diamonds marketing. Fully fledged marketing department go UB. Go and ask an average kid who is marketing about marketing Botswana diamonds.
Yeah.
How many of us have seen a diamond and actually touched it?
Yeah, none
of us.
Nothing ke bone like ke mo ring ya mosadi wa.
E we rekile.
Yeah, e ke rekile nchi. Ke ona diamond e ke bone wa ba. But diamond hela ke mo parliament they were nearly 10 years now in parliament but I have
I see bone le.
Yeah, I ski bone tabe ke ya. Ke bona ka. Ke ka re ke bone mo monwaneng wa maitso.
Kante me gone what is the
jaanong this thing is very serious ka gore yaanong mme gape ke ba boleletse gore take a cue from Saudi Aramco. The Saudis in the 1920s ba simolola oil extraction. No only big companies bo mobile bo Texas and tsa go Texas. Even headquarters at teng ile kae ile ko America. How go tsana bo late 60s beginning 70s. They said no ya no ba fetu. Oil kana ke aro.
So
Yeah.
Tango.
Arabui. So gompieno na headquarters of Saudi Aramco ko Saudi Arabia. They own almost 98%. The Saudis. Yeah. Did the Americans run away? No, they didn't run away. They're still there because they can't survive without oil. So that's why Botswana is arana ko inning DBS Eric sa stake sa 40%. Bo ba sa rek. In fact, from go tsweng hela, totanga be re owner the largest stake mo DBS. Gompieno nang ka be re ha bua ka synthetic diamonds tse go teng ga DBS e experiment on synthetic diamond. E be re bua ka gore experiment a rona. Because re banga eng? Re banga DBS.
Oh yeah.
Nga be re le banga DBS. Yeah. Bogolona kontseng ka be re nganga mme re nya ba do own a controlling stake.
But are you not impressed by President Masisi's move in terms of
negotiating DBS? Nka impressiwa ke anka impressiwa ke tautona a complaina moraling kana mo lesong kana mo forum.
Yeah.
Nka impressiwa ke tautona a dira.
Oh yeah.
Adira sone serentseng re rasi dire. He cannot impress me about something that I've made so much noise about in parliament.
Yeah.
Hey, you remember I even said no, take a cue from Saudi Aramco. I said have a controlling stake. Mo DBS. I even mentioned Lukar. Or you let go of your 15% on le mo owner ka netane through Debswana. You let go of that. Haleswa gompieno na Lukara e extracta very big gems. Se dingwe gape bo le se dila rona. Rona re iphutetse re ba bogetse yana. Gompieno go buiwa ka DBS, ga go buiwa ka Lukara. Why is the president silent about Lukara? Yeah.
Kanti Lukara, is it a fully fledged private mine?
It is.
Like there is no way our government is
no, government I can of course government will get royalties and dividends. And royalties, but the government is not a shareholder. I think they let go of their license through Netan. Debswana. Yeah. So tota hela nanekere tota so same ka be se diragala go gore nka be re nera ona as early as possible the controlling stake in DBS. Ya beneficiation yona, we must try as much as possible. Tota ibile a lot of money is in manufacturing. Ko re mahatsa tsa la seletswana la Mauritius. Let's say makakala when it comes to jewelry manufacturing, including timepieces. But havana te money by extracting or any precious minerals. But rona kirona tota nka be re seta di trends. Nka be re itse gore tota la motho khonotsa from the States a to reka jewelry kwa. You get my point?
Yeah.
Hape rona go re are serious even hela to market our things baba. Hey.
Currently, why is it that our shares, DBS, it's not public? Why is it that?
Hey, what is the contract?
Contract that you never know what is going on. Share DBS I mean, you are an MP, you are closer to things. Well, what can you tell us in terms of the partnership you are na le DBS? Botswana una bokae, DBS una bokae or close to bokae.
Can I remember what the ownership ya Debswana is 50-50 joint venture.
So it's a 50-50 thing.
It's a 50-50 in terms of there is this vehicle area mine diamonds which is called Debswana.
Yeah.
DBS owns 50%, Botswana government owns 50%.
Yeah.
50-50 joint venture. Me ano DBS yone mo DBS. Government has 15%.
Oh, government mo DBS.
Only 15%.
15%.
Yeah, no, kiona re ring. DBS as an important partner. Rona, re ka be re owner more than 15%. Re owner a controlling stake.
Oh.
We have 55%.
Oh.
Especially that, as I said, 2 out of 3 more production ya ditemane tsa Botswana. Ke tsa Botswana. Ke ra tsa DBS, ke tsa Botswana.
Yeah.
gore ha o tsa ditemana tsa di-BS o di tsenya mo letsogong di le tharo tse pedi ke tsa Botswana. You get my point?
Yeah.
So yaanong ha go ta mo go rekiseng go raya gore a kera go sena go extractiwa rough diamonds go raya gore di-BS in terms of what the DBS is going to sell is more than what remains here. You get my point? Yaanong kana President Masisi a re no, let's get more of that. You get my point?
Yeah.
Yaanong rena re nya a bua ka dilo tse di tshwaetseng ka diamond beneficiary. Gore let's have more of our diamonds not only cut and polished but manufactured. Jewelry manufacturing. E re ka exporta e diro kwano. You get the point?
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah. So that's what we are saying. Ha ile gore he wants us to get more diamonds to sell. DBS, let's say for argument's sake, go sale 50%, DBS it's 50%. At the end of the day, if the effect is not more jobs, for me it's a non-starter. There is no need.
Yeah.
If it doesn't result in more money getting into the fiscus, if it doesn't result in more money getting into the pockets of Botswana through employment, now my view is that for the longest time, when it comes to so I think it's high time to you go to other countries, individuals own mines, man. You know, they share into the resources. The okay, rena le bona ba tang ba subcontract le mo di mine, but in terms of hela Botswana owner mine go thata ya lentswe most of Botswana hela mo le bangwe ba ke ba itseng bana le di prospective license ba hela go no
ya ka boma
nya ke ra re task ke ba buga maina because ba bangwe they are my personal friends. They do have prospective licenses.
Yeah.
Kitse mongwe yo na le ya di diamonds le base metals le bangwe ba nang le tsa di diamonds I think up to 8 prospecting licenses, but it's difficult. Government ga ana plan ka batho ba ga ana plan ene government.
Oh yeah,
you get me? Yeah.
You are very intelligent, bro. Like, how do you keep at that? Like, do you read a lot or you research a lot? Can you travel a lot or what?
Things are simplified. They're everywhere. So
I learned a lot today. Chief Ghost.
Sir.
Hey, dog. We are learning a lot today. Yeah. Yeah. So how is your relationship like with? Okay. Let me just Kiriane a bit. A BCP member of parliament, and then Oboku Yuamo Party. It's like you hawana regret a pair or go BCP.
No man, it's not easy, man. I mean, can I grew up in the BCP? I joined the party when I was 17 years.
Yeah, but it's like you are moving on so easily, like.
You get only blind, no blind. You get out of I want to from Fed to after 10, 15, 20 years, I'm Fed. I'm blind now. Kesha short left. So,
would you ever go back to BCP?
Well, total in politics, my approach is on Henry Kissinger. You know, they dub him. You know, he's former Secretary of State for United States. He was one of those think tank guys, Bama America. So when in international relations, Rari is the father of real politics. America doesn't have permanent enemies nor permanent friends. Just permanent interest. Yeah. So that's my approach to politics.
Yeah.
Not that the interest. Ke gore la tsela Botswana le hetogele go botokeng. Gore banana ba ne ditiro itshwelelo e gole e pusa batho ka batho e go pele. So and for as long as that is achieved, for me the means justifies.
Are you saying that BCP was or is in a way hindering the mission UDC in alone towards that?
Kore kana remember that hela kana go tsweng tota. I'm one of batho ba e leng gore were staunch proponents tsa gore go tseno mo UDC. So it's not surprising that ha ba bangwe ba re nya re tswe mo UDC. I'm still saying yeah, let's remain in the UDC because now I think it's our best way to unseat the ruling party. So totala ne re sa dumalane ka yone principle yone. And remember, I didn't leave the BCP. I was kicked out.
Yeah.
I was kicked out for that principle. Let's remain in the UDC. Why are you now I was of the view I think it go ipita ka monwana. Hey, governance issues go UDC. Governance issues, I mean, decisions are made by the National Executive Committee of the UDC. And democratic centralism,
there are issues that more constitution in your UDC, rather the president should be coming from the BNF. Is it true or false?
Yes. That is the BNF, the UDC constitution currently. But then there is no provision that says UDC constitution cannot be amended. There is no such provision. In fact, the process had long started in Laha BCP. Actually, I read Dumelang Saleshando ne le na eteletse mpele process ya go constitution ya UDC reform you. Ba ta gore BCP itsamayana ba ise ba hetse process ya reforming the constitution.
But don't you think that it's troubling that in a way one would say there is no democracy within UDC? I mean, for instance, we've never seen what the UDC lady klopong whatsoever. I agree know that with BDP banna ba gateke bulela di. But with UDC like this, nothing like that.
Let's understand first the dynamics of a coalition. UDC is a coalition registered as a political party for the purpose of running elections, I guess.
Yeah.
So obviously, naturally, how UDC is managed, it will be different from how an ordinary unitary political party will be managed. For instance, coalitions rarely go to congresses to elect leadership. The party core, they belong to a coalition, they will elect the leadership core. Boba kopana, haba kopana. Even the gentlemen's agreement. Ya gore nya men na ka gore ke tiste 20%. Wana o tiste 5, wana o tiste 3, wana o tiste 15. Unless abone ke ka etella, nya mme ko yena o ka etella. Nya mme nka thatamiwa ke ma. Nya tota nna la ke tshwere 15%. O ka re mthako ke no batho ba morata. Mentene anne 2IC ya gago. Wa bona. Hela yalo no mme ha ile re nna ke telele go ra rena mme a kere ka re ha re le mo pusong ka tsa foreign affairs ka gore strategic kana finance. It's a give and take ya di coalition, that's how they work. And people want to see us re le mo holo re tsholeditse di atakana re thopa ka secret ballot gore re batamang nna president mo coalition. It will never work like that because what if one single party dominate the leadership? It becomes a problem. It operates on a principle of equality. So that is why it's not cast on stone or leadership will always come from BNF. It's not cast on stone. And sometimes Boko is a natural leader. He has never said that. What he has said is BNF is a natural leader. Ya coalition ka gore thago ya BNF ha e setiwa up was go khobokanya di party. The principle ya gore a re kopaneng e eteletswe pele ke BNF. E thaetswe gone mo. Ke ngaka koma le baneng a e tha le bona. No, this is misconstrued to mean myself I'm natural leader. He has never said that. He couldn't have said that.
Yeah. How is your relationship like with Dumelang Saleshando?
Well, is a leader I respect.
Yeah.
He's a leader of a political party. I think he's one of the noticeable politicians of our time. So I've always respected him as a leader ko party. Hara dumalana hela ka principle ya gore mo ka oleng a se ka ra mo UDC ka gore tota hela ke one e ka re khontshang go tsa puso. Ena o na re nya a re tswe. A re tsweng ka gore ko UDC tota nna hela ka nna se ka ke bonang ka teng. I think the biggest issue nelo ona hela ya leadership ya UDC.
But personally, are you guys still close? Ke rela gore ha
Well,
Like, ha wa ngapa
tota to be
dintho
honest,
dingwe hela.
kana mo politiking. Go na le batho ba e leng gore I'm close to as my friends.
Yeah.
Friends who ba e leng gore tota ke ra gore ba itse dilo tse dintsi ka nna ke itse dilo tse dintsi ka bone ke ditsala go tswentsweng wa bona your likes of never tshabang we have worked together ko UB we've been together mo unioning Borre and Dani Boko those are the guys back here they are my friends.
Yeah, apparently you are friends with Lawrence Seretse as well.
Yes, and ke motho a especially from the media.
Yeah. Okay.
Tota we are acquainted.
Yeah.
But ba ngwa ke buang ka bone ba ke ditsala but mme ga ke se ke nne le botsala bo bokalokalo le re Dumelang Saleshando ne le leader ya mehela nna ke le leloko la party
Okay.
so ke ra ha re se re nne le personal relationship yo go teng re ditsala wa bona
Yeah. So in terms of now, do you think that between Dumelang Saleshando and Duma Boko, like, would you still point out Duma Boko as the credible leader, like between the two?
Kana gompe ka re bua kora ke ra I don't want to entangle myself in hatikeng go bua ka di personality leng
Yeah.
but in terms of gore kana re boko nna I think ha o lebella ba itele dipele bothe ba ileng gore ba kile ba leka go bopa mekgato ya sepolotiki ya diparty tsa kganetso kora gona motho wa success rate e tshwana le ya gagwe a gona president ope wa party o kileng a mounta campaign e tshwanang le ne re boko a eteletse in terms of mobilization of resources and even attempting to match the BDP pound for pound with its state machinery. Harisi removed that leader. Yeah. So for me, the principle, the idea of the UDC, the idea of the UDC. UDC what it stands for in terms of Botswana, baneli dituelo tse di botoka baneli ditiro banana ba bone ditiro ba nne le di allowances tse di botoka board free distribution of sanitary pads bagodi ba nne le di old age pension e botoka ke kona maneno a nna tota ke batang go inakanya le one it's a principle ya social democracy where we see lesser inequalities lesser unemployment lesser poverty more democratic consolidation ke sone se ke a lolaneng le so.
Yeah, Sticks. We are unfortunately we are running out of time. Can you kindly say something to the people? Go lapeng ba ba go lebeletseng my BCP, my UDC. Go tell my BDP.
Madam Chishuna.
Go tell my BP. Quickly, what is your opinion on BPF? Quickly.
On BPF?
Yeah.
Yeah, BPF minus everything it's a viable partner going forward.
Minus everything. What is everything?
Well, kira hela gore they need to put their house in order ra ba rapelela re bua le bone. I think mehela ke batho ba ileng gore ba ka berikisana le bona ra berikisana le bone di ba elections tse tsote ntse re berikisana le bone ha re tswa ra hudu ra make sure ba wina go serolo.
All right. Yeah, say something to the people.
Say what to the people?
Kira lor ba BCP like that still had that you
I thought you would ask me about karate. You know, I've been out of the dojo for some time. That's good. Okay.
Part 2.
So it's okay.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. My BCP that had that otsamaile. My UDC ba batla go tlhaloganya gore kanta go iragalang. My BDP le bone ba ipotsa gore a me gone UDC e tla wina ditlhopho tse di tang kana ra go ntse re ba betsa hela gape they want to understand gore ke le ditlhopho tse di hitileng di regilwe like there's just a whole lot that we didn't touch on. Yeah, say something to the people.
Okay, no na hela in short ke gona gore tota Botswana ko lapeng a ikanye UDC nothing ke yona bokamoso ha o lebella mananeo a yone ke ona ile gore a ka isa Botswana ko pele mananeo a gore le thokola ditiro le le huma di hokotsege mananeo a gore inequalities di hokotsege mananeo a gore tshenyetso setšhaba e hokotsege mananeo a gore tota Batswana ba ska ba kgethisiwa thata ka makgetho a tshwanang bo vet ba ntshiwe mo metsing le bo motakase ke mananeo a UDC ba ya ba gore go nne le bo di free sanitary pads di tablets di yue bana ba sekolo re tsene mo fourth industrial revolution re tlogela go tsamaya re imelwa ke bana ba imelwa ke di-rucksack ba ya ko dikgweding bana ba tshwanetse gore ba tsamaye ka tablet e na le sengwe le sengwe mo teng ke tsone dilo tse UDC di buang gore a puso ya batho ka batho e gole e consolidate wa bana democracy must consolidate re na le independent democratic institutions tse di supportang democracy a o bua ka bo DPP o bua ka bo DCEC o bua ka bo Auditor General bo IEC ke makgotla a tshwanetse gore a ikemele ka nosi so nna tota hela in short ke feel hela gore monana mogodi mmereki ba pehela a ba inakanya le UDC mo dithopong tse di tantse.
What about you, go Phikwe? I mean,
yeah, ene go Phikwe West. Tota UDC ke batho re thopiwe la se ka bophara gore re tle re kgone gore re change puso. Go Phikwe le gone I mean ga ke a swa lentswe tota ka go representa batho ba Phikwe.
Do you think that you will retain Phikwe West without BCP?
I will retain it come 2024. We are going to win Phikwe West.
All right. Lastly, why do you think that the Tlhopho tsa 2024 were rigged? 2019 were rigged?
Dithopho tsa 2019 a re simolela ka yona IEC gore kana re ile ka quickly ke gone gore re na le batho ba neng ba IEC ene se independent ile gore the secretary is on a contract. Secondly, DIS was interfering allegedly because never what I want our system is safe. Thirdly, there were multiple registration. Rebona Maina are close to 90,000 multiple registration. Fourth, they voted multiple times. Harere gatu ke ra re gona le di khoti di ganne gore re tsene mo meriting tsa case. But dismissed on technicalities. So these elections indeed were rigged.
Okay, Chief Ghost.
Remember, this episode was brought to you by Kanako. If at all you are into any business and would supply equipment, these microphones that we're using here,
yeah.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, Honorable.
Thank you, man. Thank you, guys.
Thank you so much for doing this. We must do part 2.
Yeah, part 2. Yeah.
You know, yeah. Thank you so much for tuning in, guys. Chief Ghost said it all. The Honorable said it all. Tlhopho di etla guys, ngwaga o tlang ka 2024. Elections are coming. Now why kiwidu kana ye tala kana ye tala gape. Green a ke le gone ke bota. Kana wa e le phutsi. Gape gona le bo voter rep gape. Some rasta di teng. Ke ra lor like the reason why we bring you this kind of people here. Let me cook it. And the reason why we bring you this kind of people here is just so that you learn gore ga te go iragalang. And specifying this, guys, haraba party as you can see, we bring all of them.
Why can I have a party?
My VDP, my UDC, my BCP, my BNF, my Botlehela. Thank you so much for tuning in, guys. And this is how we sound out, baby. With a
This station is now the ultimate power in the universe.